Hey friends, it's Kenny Jang coming to you from my inbox. Want to share with you something that I got and use it as a case study, learning opportunity. It's a fundraising appeal letter, and let's go right to it. The subject line was "A sweet deal for you, limited supply left." I actually almost deleted it, thinking it was like a Groupon deal or something, some spam in my email box. The only reason I didn't delete it is because I'm using my Spark email app on my desktop, and I get a preview of the email. I saw the Young Life logo, which I recognize. World-class organization. It seems to be the New York and Long Island chapter, so it's not the national organization, something that's localized. And so I opened it. And by the way, this is definitely not sanctioned by Young Life. It's not a criticism of Young Life. Young Life itself is an amazing organization from my understanding and everything I know about Young Life. You should definitely support it. In fact, you definitely, if you find any value in this video, I ask you to go to Young Life's website and just donate something to them today. So let's just make that clear. The header, your support is oh so sweet. Great. It's a tie-in to the email subject line. You want continuity there. They've got some sweet chocolates here and nice metaphor. It feels like it's a volunteer or a donor support letter of some sort, which is great in this moment of COVID, etc. And you go down further and you realize that it's a fundraising appeal. They're asking for you to actually buy Belgium chocolates shipped straight to your door. You buy a box of 6 chocolates in a box, 6 pieces of chocolate, and you buy it for $15. And that's, what is that? That's $2.50 a piece. And you'll donate $3 of the 15 to Young Life New York City. Now, there's a secondary offer. You can buy a $18 box worth of chocolate. Actually, it's the same box of chocolates. It's just worth more because you're paying more. And so if you want to pay $3 more, you'll get to give $3 more. It's kind of funny. If you wanted to give $10 more, just give them $10 more. So anyway, this is all going through Beat Chocolate. Again, Beat Chocolate should be commended because, especially on retail products, from my understanding in the industry, retail and food products in particular do not have high margins. And for them to give even $3 of the 15, I think is commendable. This is not a slam on them. It's not a slam on Young Life. It's just an odd thing to me for a micro donation. They're utilizing, you only have a certain number of bullets in your holster, and a complete email blast dedicated for a $3 appeal sounds interesting. Now, I do think that it's probably done because asking for money directly in this COVID period where there's unemployment and all this other strife happening, that might not come off as good taste. And so this sideways asks for you to buy something of actual tangible value, physical goods, and then some portion of the profit. That model always works in various capacities, and so this might be. It's just odd to me. Who really benefits though, right? So if they sold even 1,000 boxes, who's the real benefactor here? Young Life, 1,000 boxes means they get a whopping sum of $3,000. I don't know how much that impact really has. If they sold 1,000, I don't know how big their list is, but I doubt they're going to sell 1,000 boxes. If they were to sell 1,000 boxes, Beat Chocolate would get 1,000 customers. I think that's a windfall for them, not just for that sale there, but adding to their list. So that's just an interesting play. I'm wondering if it would have been interesting if they actually did a test. Maybe they are doing a test with another portion of the list where they do a direct ask for $3 or $6. And in that case, and especially in that case, and maybe here even, I'd love to know what kind of impact $3, my $3, I mean, in New York City, it doesn't even pay for a cab. So what kind of impact is that really going to have? I think it could have been a stronger case for what they're going to use this specific thing. Is $3 the cost of a mask that they can give to a family or a hospital worker or someone like that, all that thing? Or is Beat Chocolates a company that employs Young Life youth and giving them mentoring and real life business experiences, etc.? So all that kind of stuff would have been interesting if that's part of the story to put here. It is interesting here, again, second is that they have a secondary offer. It's the news, and maybe if they flipped the priority of the messaging, it might have made more sense to me. I don't know. But there's a new date for their gala. Apparently it was canceled. It has to be postponed, and so they're moving it to Friday, September 18th. There's no other ask here. All tickets are done. It's not even asking me for any social information, to share this or anything. It's just to save the date. And I'm assuming that gala is trying to raise more than $3 per person. So it feels like a little bit of a mismatch here. Maybe they should have led with this and then had this sweet offer underneath, and it might have came off differently. Not so sure. Anyway, we're clicking through to the offer, and it goes not to Young Life's site, but it actually goes to Beat Chocolate, which again I think is my gut always tells me try not to send your core users away to someone else's real estate. Keep them on their site and your properties. And in that case, they could have pixeled those people that click through and qualified them further, or followed up with a Facebook pixel retargeting campaign or doing something else. But anyway, this is the type of thing that, it's decisions. In hindsight, we can always critique, but these are things that we can learn from. Now, what's interesting to me here is that the $15 box isn't a $3 donation. It's actually $6, which is what? That is 40% of their revenue on the sale is going. And if you want to do the $18, it's 50% of the revenue. I would have led with that instead of a lousy $3, saying that 40 and 50% of the sale is going to go to Young Life. I think it is a miss, however, that you had a 40 and 50% donation, a $6 and $9 donation, and the email itself misidentifies and says it's only $3 and $6 instead of $6 and $9. Who knows? You could have had another percentage of people clicking through because they're calculating the 40 and the 50%. The other interesting is that there's no other option to give even more or to give directly. Again, back here, there's no call to action to go to the Young Life website itself. So that's the feedback I have. I'd love to see what you see in this email. Again, this is not a slam against Young Life or Beat Chocolate. These are world-class organizations doing really good things. It's just trying to use this as a case study for what we can learn from it. If you're from Young Life, I'd love to talk to you and see what the intent was, some of the decision-making process, etc., and even the results of this campaign would be useful for anybody listening here. So I'd love for you to reach out. Let's become some friends, and maybe even get on a video call and share with our audience here things that went well and things you might do differently with the next campaign. In the meantime, I'd love for any of the listeners and watchers here to drop a comment and share your reactions. Where am I right? Where am I wrong? What else did I miss? And in the meantime, remember, be social, stay social.